10D, our final 10. Receive report on the updated pavement management program.
And this is the last report tonight. And the purpose of this report is to provide you with background information on the condition of the pavement. For the upcoming, this information is provided to you before the next Monday study session for the proposed capital improvement plan, on the capital improvement plan. The pavement management is a asset management process that incorporates life cycle cost and plans repair to optimize all overall pavement condition. Also is a tool to develop long-term funding alternative and difference investment level, and based on which to predict future pavement condition for our system. In March of last year, you were provided with the latest update of the pavement management report. Based on last December field survey, this year the updated report came out. Based on this latest report, our overall pavement condition is fair, with a 60 PCI overall. Also is included in the report possible investment alternatives. If the city will maintain our current level of investment of 0.8 in average yearly investment in our system, investment level which is included in our proposed CIP, based on the available transportation funds today, then in the planning horizon of 10 years, our overall pavement condition will fall to a poor condition. In order for us to be able to maintain the overall pavement condition at the existing level, then the city would need to invest in our system in average about 1.8 million year by year in our system. MTC set a region-wide goal for payment condition for the whole region. That goal is 75, which is good. To get to that level, the city would need to invest in average about 3.1 million on yearly basis in our system. But you have also attached to this staff report is a draft proposed 5-year list of streets and treatment which could be proposed to apply to those streets, assuming our existing 0.8 investment level included in our CIP. This list is a draft. This would require further to be defined and analyzed by the subcommittee. This concludes my presentation. If you have any further questions.
Any questions?
Yeah, real quick through the chair. Just I think when we have these items come to us, it would be nice to see also when the certain streets or areas that are being brought up on slurry or whatever the type of maintenance or updating to them is done, that we also have a reference point as to when the last time that street or intersection was done. So we know the time lapse between what work was done when and what work is being proposed when, if that makes sense. Also, I noticed that there used to be more of an annual analysis of the conditions in the various jurisdictions, and obviously now that's gone to every other year or what have you. Is that just because of the time frame that it usually takes staff in other jurisdictions than ours to go and assess the conditions of the roadways, and now it's not as an annual update?
Based on our MTC requirement, each agency has to update the overall system survey each 5 years, and the arterials and the collectors each 2nd year. That's why the city updated our report this year, 2 years from last time. MTC always show that report as rolling 3-year average. That's why they are showing on yearly basis, even if the reports are coming out only just for those time periods. And that's why sometimes those reports are a little bit conflicting with the exact number shown in our yearly report versus the region-wide rolling 3 years average.
Thank you.
Anything else?
And also to your first portion of your comment, will be our intent to have that requested additional information for the subcommittee meeting when that 5-year plan will be presented.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm going to come off the wall here.
Again?
Dangerous.
I'm just wondering, this is, it's an ongoing thing, and if we go by number 1, I mean, it's just a moving target that we're never going to catch up with. I mean, if we're looking at really making a difference at $3 to $4 million a year, has there been any consideration, and, you know, maybe it's totally off, you know, way out of the question, about hiring a crew, a city crew, that's all they do is do street improvements, instead of bidding it out, you know, on an annual basis. Has that been? I mean, you may have a simple answer that says no, it's absolutely out of the question. It's more expensive or whatever. But is it something that we, as an ongoing thing, that we can do and possibly get it done in half the time, or something that, you know, may never get done in the 8 to 10 years that we're looking at?
I will just provide you with my reaction to your and professional assessment at this time to your question. Overlaying and reconstruction is a very specialized type of treatment, and yes, it is possible, and the department can come up with a estimated cost, how much that would cost. But it would be my assumption that a specialized contractor would be more efficient and more cost-effective providing those type of heavy construction treatment than our own crew. But some agencies had in past time and still do construction crew who is doing that type of work, and that it is possible. But would be my assessment that less intense type of treatment, probably our agency would be able to compete with the private sector. But very heavy construction like reconstruction and heavy overlay, probably less. Or even if will be a learning curve until the city will develop that expertise level and will invest in equipment and everything else that would be very costly.
And I don't mean just bringing our streets department, our public works streets crew out there and say, go ahead, try and slurry the street. I mean, obviously we would have to, you know, bring in, possibly hire some, you know, some expertise. But at a few $1 million a year, and, you know, and not getting that, you know, it doesn't appear that we get, you know, make that much leeway with $3 million a year. I mean, it does help, but I'm just curious to see what more, you know, is there something that we can do that's make that $3 million a year go further? You know, if we have in-house staff doing some of the minor work on, you know, on some of our better, you know, better conditioned streets, you know.
In the last 5 years, the average investment in our street was around $625,000 in average in the last 5 years. And that assessment, how much would cost us to basically establish that expertise in-house versus outside contractor, will be possible for us to provide you with that information.
All right. questions? This is a report, so there's no action.